Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
All right. Are you Mariah McClure?
Yes, Judge Crum, I am.
All right. I can't, all I can see is the top of your
Sorry.
head. There
I'll
we go.
back up here a little bit. Is that
Okay.
better?
All right. We'll go on the record in state of Kansas versus Mariah Louise McClure. Case number 24 CR 47. The state appears by Devin Canfield. Miss McClure appears in custody from the Butler County Jail. Miss McClure, you failed to appear in front of me back on February 26th. I issued a bench warrant bond forfeiture set bond in the amount of $10,000 cash or surety. How come you failed to appear in court that day?
Your Honor, I'm just gonna be honest. I have a drug addiction, a fentanyl addiction, and I'm not sure where I was at that day, but I'm sure that I was using. My mom and I have made arrangements for me to go to Second Chance House here in El Dorado, and it is my hope, because I need help and they're willing to work with me there, that you would issue me an OR bond and a court order that I check in there today. Can't afford to bond out, but I know that I need help.
You have an attorney. James Watts has been appointed. I'm not comfortable releasing you on an OR bond to someone with an admitted fentanyl addiction. I'm going to leave bond in the amount of 10,000 cash or surety. However, Ms. McClure, if you're able to make arrangements with your attorney and can get a proposal back in front of me, I might consider modifying that, but I would need to have some concrete information, confirmation in front of me to consider a modification of that bond.
Who is the other person that's in the courtroom right there?
That's the prosecuting attorney.
Oh, I just seen two people, so I didn't know.
Okay, I'm going to put this case back on.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Is there any way you could lower it to 500, where it would be instead of 1,000, instead of 10,000?
No, you failed to appear in court. That was back in February. You're just now back in front of the court. Did you turn yourself in, or were you picked up on the warrant?
I mean, it's not a traditional turn myself in, but I went to Walmart and intentionally made a huge scene where I knew they would arrest me because I was just tired of, I just wanted help.
Okay, that's an interesting way to do it. But you don't have a record of appearing in court, and you've got an admitted drug addiction. I think the bond is appropriate where it's at.
I also wanted to mention to you that I've recently gone blind in my right eye, and they're requiring emergency surgery. And so I don't know if that makes a difference.
Okay. Well, Ms. McClure, as I stated earlier, you might want to get in touch with Mr. Watts, your attorney, and perhaps he can put together something and get you back in front of me to reconsider your bond. But I'm going to leave it at 10,000 cash or surety. I'm going to set this case back on my felony preliminary hearing control docket on November the 4th at 2:30 in the afternoon by Zoom.
But I can still bond out for 1,000 with a bondsman?
If you can make arrangements with a bondsman, yes.
Okay.
Mr. Canfield, anything else on this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any questions, Ms. McClure?
I just want to make sure they're going to allow me time to use the phone to try to call my attorney, and I need his number.
Well, they should have Mr. Watts's contact information there.
Yeah, they do right
typically
here.
they'll give you a phone call to try to get with the bondsman. But
yeah, and that's what I needed to do, is to call Philip Webb with the Second Chance House.
There's a condition of bond not to possess or use alcohol or illegal drugs, Ms. McClure. So
yes.
Judge, I apologize. I may have missed it. Was the next date November 4th?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be in recess. Ms. McClure, you're excused. Thank you. Jonathan Chandler.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll go on the record in two cases, both entitled State of Kansas versus Jonathan Nash Chandler, 24 CR 180 and 23 TR 2403. The state appears by Devin Canfield. Mr. Chandler appears in custody from the Butler County Jail. I'm going to go start out with 24 CR 180. All right, looks like he failed to appear maybe twice, last on May 1st, 2024. Bond was set at 5,000 cash or surety. Doesn't look like you've ever had a first appearance on this case. Do your records indicate he's had a first appearance, Mr. Canfield?
No, Your Honor.
All right,
I'm sorry.
go ahead, Mr. Chandler.
They told me that I had a bench warrant for something for failure to appear, but when I looked into it, nobody could tell me what it was about or what it was for. And I think I was in jail for another time, and I kept calling to find out what it was for, but they said that it wasn't processed and they couldn't find out what it was.
Okay, well, that may have been for this. A bench warrant bond forfeiture was issued for a failure to appear on May 1st, 2024 in front of Judge Webster. She set a bond at 5,000 cash or surety. Apparently before that, on April 24th, was your original first appearance. The docket notes indicate you were on your way to the hospital. An OR bond was set and a new date was set for that May 1st. So that's probably what it is. So anyway, let's go over your charges. There are 2 counts, each alleged to have occurred on April 23rd, 2024 in Butler County, Kansas. Count 1 alleges that you unlawfully and knowingly damaged, destroyed, defaced, or substantially impaired the use of a teal 2007 Ford Taurus in which another person, to wit, Jessica Chandler, has an interest without the consent of her, the total value being less than $1,000. That's criminal damage to property, a Class B non-person misdemeanor, and that has with it a domestic violence tag. Count 2 is also a criminal damage to property charge. This involves a front door to a house and a damage to a maroon 1993 Chevrolet C1 500 in which a Pamela Osterhout had an interest, value being less than $1,000. So those are the 2 charges, Mr. Chandler.
So why wouldn't anybody tell me what the unprocessed warrant was about it so I could have taken care of it? I called dozens of times.
I can't tell you that, Mr. Chandler. I've just told you what your charges are now. So are you going to hire an attorney to represent you on this, or how do you want to proceed?
I was gonna see if I can get an OR bond and get an attorney for this.
Okay, well, you can certainly contact an attorney. I don't think you're going to get an OR bond because Judge Webster's already set your bond at $5,000 cash or surety.
So what is that? With the bondsman is $500?
Give or take, probably.
I didn't even know I had this warrant. I just got out of inpatient treatment at Holland Pathways, and I was getting my stuff together so I could go to Oxford House. And I got picked up where I was thinking I was staying, And I thought I was starting my freaking life over again. I didn't know I was going right to jail.
Okay, well, do you wish to, do you think you can hire your own attorney, or do you want to apply for a
No.
court-appointed attorney?
Like I said, I was in hauling pathways for the last month or so, trying to get my stuff better, and I wasn't working.
Okay, do you wish to consult with an attorney about this?
Yes, that's what I'm gonna have to do because I don't, like I said, I don't have any money.
Okay, well, I'll appoint Darren Patterson to represent you. He's an attorney here in El Dorado. Depending on what happens on your case, you may be ordered to pay back some or all of his fees. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm going to. Looks like he's, and I'll discuss this other case later. Looks like he's already representing you on the other case as well, so he'll have both of these cases.
There should be a case in Augusta, I believe.
Okay, well, that'll be a different one, but before I set your court date, I want to address this other case,
Okay.
which is 23 TR 2403. In this case, looks like you failed to appear back on August the 12th of this year.
And I believe that my caseworker, while I was in treatment, talked to someone here in Butler County about getting my second court appearance, which is today. And it was supposed to be represented by gosh,
Well, Darren Patterson's representing you on this one. On this case, Judge Webster set a bond at $10,000 cash or surety for that failure to appear on August 12th. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put both of these cases on Judge Lee's expedited misdemeanor control docket on October the 18th at 1:30. October 18th at 1:30, that's a Zoom docket in front of Judge Lee. That'll be both of these cases. Bonds have been set, 5,000 cash or surety in the 24 CR 180 and $10,000 cash or surety in the 23 TR 2403. Darren Patterson has been appointed on 24 CR 180, and he's already been appointed on the traffic case. Mr. Canfield, any other things we need to address on these two cases?
Judge, I know it is a standard condition, but I would just ask that the court also add no drugs or alcohol to both bonds.
That'll be a condition of bond in both of these cases. Mr. Chandler, do you have any questions?
so is there any possible way that my bond would get lowered to an OR bond by then?
You would need to try to get in touch with your attorney, Darren Patterson, and he'd have to get you in front of Judge Webster since she's the one who set those bonds.
And how am I supposed to do that when I don't even have any money on my books or anything?
Perhaps you can reach out to somebody or somebody you know will make contact with you.
I don't have anybody.
Okay, I think you can, you're gonna have to speak with someone out at the jail to see if they can assist you in getting in touch with him. So, all right, anything else, Mr. Canfield?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Nash will be in or Mr. Chandler, you are excused. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.